Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I stayed up all night trying to gather as many text messages as I could find with Letecia, whether it be her posts, her messages, or about her, or something interesting about the case. So I tried to organize them as best as I could because remember, her account isn't up anymore, so you can't find the original text threads. So I'm going to different groups and Googling it and just trying to find different ways to get the text. So I had to try to organize it where I could find like which messages were a part of what threads and try to get them in order. And so this is probably not going to be perfect. I'm sure they're not all going to be in order. And I know they're not all going to be in order. And also, they're not all going to be complete conversations. And from when I did the live, I found a lot more. So we have some new stuff. So hopefully there'll be some new ones that you guys haven't seen. Yeah, let's just get right into them. Oh, and they're not going to be in any particular order, but some of them do have dates. So when we were going over them in the lives, I didn't see some of the dates. So some of them did have dates, but so I'll point it out when they give the dates. I have to break it into parts because there's quite a few texts and it's taken me a while to read through them. So that way each video is not too long. So this is going to be part 1. All right. Like I said, no particular order. I'm just going to get right into it and just go file to file and read them. Okay. So the first thread is going to be the text thread. It was under Fox 21's post. And this is between somebody named Diane and Tisha. So I'll probably be calling her T a lot because that's how she has her name. So if you hear T, it's Tisha. Okay. So Diana says, T did something to that little boy. She then knew she had to get him out of the house. Her text to Al about the little fire was her way of smoothing what she did. Baby boy is out there, most likely less than 20 miles away, hidden. This monster has shown her narcissism over and over. She knows exactly where Gannon is. And then T responds to her by saying, You're an idiot. They have footage of the other side of the vehicle. Believe what you want because of a neighbor who was paid to release one half. You'll see her responding to these people, and she's just so, I don't even know what the word for it is, but just like she'll call him an idiot and just fly off the handle and just like, well, you'll see. It's just, it just shows her true character. All right, I promise I'm not going to talk too much through these. We'll do a live coming up soon and we'll discuss them. So Diane says, T. Stauch, okay. I did think of him getting out on the other side of truck. It's very possible. Reports say you told police you took him to doctor? Do you have proof of that? There's so much that doesn't sound good for you. I honestly want to believe you are innocent. So Donna says, Where's the step monster? Jessica says, Donna, I didn't see her there. And Sue says, Donna, she's probably parked across the street in her rental car. And Ashley says, probably smarter for her to not be there because of the video release. I'm not sure anyone really wants to see her until there are answers. IMHO. So that probably stands for in my honest opinion. Then Amber says, Donna, if it were my stepchild and I was innocent, I would be there no matter what anyone thought of me. The only way I would not be there is if I had something to do with his disappearance. She keeps making herself look more and more guilty. And T responds, and I was. And I see like these emojis that people were responding, like that emoji, like, oh my God, did she just say that type emoji? But I think T was not saying, and I was referring to her guilt. She was saying that she was there looking for him, searching, just what this Amber's talking about as far as, if it was my stepchild, I would be there no matter what anyone thought of me. Well, Tisha's basically saying that she was there. Okay, so that's that thread. Okay, so the next conversation, somebody posted this screenshot, and this is what the screenshot is right here. So I'll read the screenshot of what they posted first, so then we know what they're talking about in the conversation. Take this down so I can zoom in. So the post that they screenshot and reposted, it says, it's from Tisha. So Tisha posted this. It says, give me a break. You guys are fooled. This girl cared nothing about Gannon, and the only reason Albert is supporting her until the truth comes out. This girl would go days without calling her kids, gave them up for a man, was involved in criminal activity, got on drugs, and posted nude. I really don't care what any of you say because she is a piece of crap getting money off her child when she don't have crap and ain't never been crap. So I'm substituting some words instead of the bad words. He fake cries. I think it's supposed to be her fake cries are to sucker y'all in, just like she did for years with Albert. Finally, he realized, and the kids came home. This was an accident, not some tragedy, and Gannon is alive. So this right here, somebody highlighted it that posted it here. Well, if it's any of these stories that you've been saying all over town, it wouldn't be an accident. You wouldn't know what it is. I mean, you wouldn't know it was an accident. Or if it was those crazy stories about somebody breaking in the house and doing all this stuff like you said, that's not an accident. That's intentional. But anyway, so back when she posted it, people were like, whoa, 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 look. She slipped up. Look what she said. Oh my God. She is involved. But anyway, so she said that this was an accident, not some tragedy, and Gannon is alive. You are some wannabe reporters behind a keyboard. I was there. I have had contact with Albert. He knows the truth. G didn't want to be there because they pawned his items and had abuse around him. He wasn't running to her. If you cared about Gannon, you would get the facts straight and know that this is her front she did for years. So this is the post. Okay, let's see what Tisha said about somebody reposting that. So T says, Ashley Hip, yes, idiot. Kids accidentally leave you, dumbass. They make bad choices. Get the heck out of here. LaShonda says, Ashley, who are you and why are you on my page? And then T says, Ashley, exactly, you dumb keyboard warrior. Help out instead of type. You are a piece of crap, too. And then Ashley says, T Stauch, wow. And you're supposed to be educated? With a facepalm emoji. I actually thought you could be innocent. But if that stuff really came from you, you are just digging yourself in a deeper hole. So please keep it up. I saw the video of you when Gannon messed up the carpet, but instead of comforting what sounds like a scared child, like a good parent would do, you stress him out and tell him you guys have to sell something. You are a crazy narcissist, and as bad as you want to make the bio mom sound, it just makes you look worse. And then T says, Ashley, yes, sure do, because he was worried his Switch was getting sold. So who cares what method? You don't understand that education has nothing to do with something when someone is scared. And heck yes, if you do something, then you have to help fix it. Child or no child. I could have said the Switch, but I said something valuable to me, showing how much I wasn't going to tell on him. So that's the end of that conversation. Oh, this text thread is pretty interesting, this one here. So it's got a watermarks because it's from the group Gannon Stauch Discussion by Vodka Crime Society. So that's the Facebook group. It's a really good one, actually. Go check it out if you're following the case. So this right here is this person explaining this next text thread that we're about to read. T was texting with a friend, exact date unknown, approximately mid-February, and the friend asked T why she didn't face the camera in that interview. And T implied that she couldn't show her face because her face was bruised due to details that haven't been released yet. She also said she had Baez's law firm handling the case. She was supposed to be handling the case. And she told the girl she was 9 weeks pregnant. Just another series of her lies. She never stuck with a single story, and none of what she says is true. Not a single thing. I'm glad her friends are realizing how manipulative she really is. Okay, so it cuts right into the conversation. So Tisha's saying exactly, and then somebody says, oh yeah, the video release from when Gannon had burned the carpet by mistake, everyone was posting how the end they heard him say he was bleeding. And I'm working on a video about that, the I'm bleeding thing, because on my opinion on what I think it probably is. But anyway. That'll be coming. That'll probably be the next video. Anyway, so Letecia says, he did bleed. I never hid that. That's where the blood came from. So Letecia says, once again, another fact I told police. And this person says, what was he bleeding from on the video? Because I know it was mentioned how his foot got wrapped in the garage because he stepped on something in there, but never understood the I'm bleeding part on the video. I didn't understand where he was bleeding from in the video. And Letecia says, he set a fire on accident. What do you mean? The candle broke from the heat. I jumped on the fire. Sorry, I meant what made him bleed. Was it the busted candle that made him bleed? And Letecia says, he stepped back on his foot from before. So yes, we couldn't see to get out of the downstairs. It was too smoky, and the alarm was saying, fire, fire, fire. We ran out as fast as we could, barefooted. And then this person says, oh, okay, that makes sense. I'm glad you guys made it out safe, though. That had to have been very scary for both of you. Okay, so these messages that we're about to read is from February 19th at 4:38 p.m. So remember, Gannon was reported missing January 27th. So this is 3 weeks after he was reported missing. Okay, so this person says, hey, everyone is passing around your messages about taking a polygraph test. And then Letecia says, I know, it's funny. Eliminating and potential jury members if something happens. They are idiots. And this person says, what does that mean? Sorry, I've never heard of that before. I never heard of the eliminating on potential jury members. LOL, I'm still new to certain things about this case. I've just never heard of it. I'm guessing that means you've never done the polygraph test and that it was just to get them to be quiet? And then Letecia says, no, I did the test. And they say, oh, okay. What does the other thing mean then? Letecia says, like if something was to go to trial, if people are summoned and have been involved in public opinion, they are disqualified. The person says, oh, damn. So how did the test go, though? Assuming you passed the poly test? So then on Wednesday, February 19th, so it's still the same day, it's just a few hours later than the last time read. Now we're at 7:05 p.m. Letecia says, yes, for sure. Yes, I did. And that's answering about her passing the polygraph test. So these next messages, I don't know if it's necessarily in order. Third screenshot is not in order because I can't, you'll see it cuts off right there and I can't find the one that goes right before to match up to that. And then this one, I can't find the end of this, if that makes sense. But okay, let me read this. So this person says, I think that's why people were accusing you, because of your location on his disappearance. Which, I mean, it's hard on knowing what to believe, and people are going to blame you and point fingers at the person last seen with someone who disappeared. And knowing it's a child, and you're a step-parent, and the way the world is crazy these days with step-parents, it puts your innocence in a tough spot, you know? I like to keep an open mind, though, as best as I can. And Tisha says, I didn't want people to see the marks on my face. It will come out. And this person says, oh, goodness, what marks did you have? Was it from the candle thing? And Tisha says, let's just say I did my best to protect G. So she's trying to make it seem like, oh, she got art and somebody came in and grabbed him and, you know, attacked her. So I don't know if this is before or after she came out with that story, but this is where this is leading here. This is where it's leading. Like she got hurt in this attack from this Quincy Brown, or what was the other one? Shoot, what was the other guy's name? Oh, Eduardo. Anyway, so Letecia says, let's just say I did my best to protect G. A person from Lawyer is about to post stuff soon. I got the Baez law firm, which that's a lie. I have a couple posts from that law firm that says that they were not representing her. They aren't representing her. So she just lied about that. But anyway, so she says, I got the Baez law firm. That's why I have to be vague. We haven't released that yet. He is flying me to meet with them. Gosh, she's a pathological liar. It's like, why even lie about that? You don't have to lie about having a lawyer because you can't bring the receipts, you know? You can't, in the end, you didn't hire him, so why lie? Because you're never going to be able to prove that. You know what I'm saying? To be like, you're going to be caught. Well, of course, liars like that, then they just make up another lie about the first lie. So, all right, I'll shut up. So yeah, basically she's saying the Baez law firm is going to fly her to meet them because they believe so much in her innocence. Anyway, so this person says, you're good, I understand. You're not allowed to say much due to it being an ongoing investigation. And no matter what I say or how I say it, I don't expect you to believe me 100%. because I'm a stranger and you're just meeting me. And then it cuts off. So I don't have the rest of that conversation. But here is another conversation here. I believe it's the same person talking to Tisha. So it cuts into Tisha saying something, just have to keep praying it every day. And then it does give us a day, not a date, but it says Tuesday, 2:49 p.m. This person says, hey, someone said you're pregnant. Are you? How far along are you now? How is your day today? And Tisha says, 8 weeks today. So now she's claiming she's pregnant. And then this person says, aw, congrats to you. When did you find out? Tisha says, I knew for a few weeks. Aw, what did Al say about it? And Tisha says, not sure. And this person says, you haven't told him? And unfortunately, that's all I have on that conversation. So I wish I had more to see where that went, and I wish I had more to see where even this part went, where she's talking about the Baez law firm flying her out. But actually, since we're talking about that, let me read you the 2 posts from the Baez law firm. So we see how she's saying, they're representing her, they're flying her out, okay? So somebody asks them, so they tag him and says, rumor has it that T is claiming you are representing her. And by rumor, I mean there is a screenshot of her stating that. And Jose Baez says, this is not true. And somebody says, thank God. And then they actually make their own post. It says, I have to again go on the record and say that my firm is not involved in the Gannon Stauch case in any way, shape, or form. Please do not contact my firm with further inquiries, as I do not comment on pending cases of this nature. There's the group What Happened to Gannon group. It says T is up early on Harley's account. Everyone keep your eyes peeping for new internet effery. And so Harley says, Albert and Tisha have been together 6 years and married 5. Tisha helped cover for Landen all the time to get to see her kids. Tisha helped cover for Landen all the time to get to see her kids. Tisha helped cover for Landen all the time to get to see her kids when she lost everything. Even letting her stay at our house, picking her up, letting her borrow money, etc. Albert eventually told Tisha to not enable her and to not talk to her unless it involves exchanging the kids at breaks. This person says, this is what Harley's comment was addressing. So what they're thinking is that this is actually Tisha, not Harley, because Tisha was famous for going under Harley's name and pretending to be Harley, and it's really her. So this is under the Justice for Gannon G-Man Stauch group. It says, I find this incredibly interesting now. Deborah Sue Locklear is T's mother. She did a Q&A in a public group a few days ago. News article from today. Video showed Letecia and Gannon Stauch get into a red pickup truck in the driveway of their home around 10:15 a.m. About 4 hours later, the truck returns to the house and Letecia gets out of the vehicle alone. Okay, so her mom says, this is Tisha's mom says, all right, I believe you, Deborah. Now answer me this. Who all saw Gannon on Monday between 11 and 4? See if someone picked them up leaving around 10:30 and coming back around 2:30. I don't know how to do that. So Jules Juju Locklear. So Locklear, Deborah Locklear is Tisha's mom, and Jules Locklear is Tisha's sister. Deidre, it's taking a toll on all of us. I just want Gannon home, and I just want all the people in Colorado to shut the F up about my blood sister. It's really starting to get the best of me. Real talk. And Deidre says, Jules, trust me, babes. I know. I would be the same way. Have faith. Just have. It cuts off. But she's talking about Tisha, her sister. Okay, so this is Tisha's. T's says, she says, my husband said Tuesday. Lena has to be back in school. And somebody says, aw, every time I see them searching, I feel like they're on a fool's errand. And then I read that the law enforcement said that there are several POIs. But according to them, POI just means they may have information. Then T says, what's POI? Person of interest? And she says, yes. Now everyone is losing it over screenshots of you saying you hired Jose Baez. LOL. Okay, here's another conversation. Update, he was seen on several different camera footage that was sent to me, and there was a black sports car very close on one. And Jane says, Tanya, Gary, Kelly. Carrie says, T, what time and where? And Jacqueline says, T, can you prove an accurate description of what he was wearing? I think it's supposed to be provide an accurate description of what he was wearing. Or is jeans and a blue sweatshirt accurate? Okay, so this is Landen, Gannon's mom. Oh, this is so cute too. So she says, so she posted this originally August 12th, 2016, but she reposted it, like the screenshot of it, after this all happened. I mean, not right after. I think it was like, I don't know, I think it was for some holiday or something. Okay. So I asked my little man this morning about Jesus and what he knows, and he tells me the story about how Jesus died. And because of that, we can live. I asked him, but how does he believe? And he says, you just do. So I proceed to ask, but why do you just know? He then says, I believe in him, Mommy, because he believes in me. How freaking cute is that? Oh my God. Oh, sweet. Like, it's just, I feel like it's such a good way to show who he is. Like, to show a part of who Gannon is. Landon's really good with that, with her words, to help you feel like you know Gannon. Because I don't know Gannon, but I feel like I know him through like her words, because she's so good at making it known like how special he is. And like this story right here, just it gives you a really good piece of information of how special he is, and was. And that monster had to take him away. Okay, the next one. This is between Tisha and somebody else. I'm not sure who. Let me know what you guys think. I think it's between her and Landen, but let me know what you think. Leaving here with my brother at 3:30 from Myrtle. Can we stay there? Just ask Albert so he isn't upset with me about making decisions without asking, but someone can't get you from the airport. Can. Harley or I can. Sorry, it typed can't. I'm heading out with the neighbor searchers. Find my baby, please. Find my babe. So I'm not sure who's texting. So you see, look, wait, you see real quick. This is January 28th, 8:23 a.m. So this is the morning after he disappeared. So I'm not sure if this is Landen texting her, because the fact that she's saying, find my baby, please, find my babe. But I guess it could be even his aunt, his grandma, you know what I'm saying? Anybody that could maybe be calling him my baby, like somebody close, a family member. I mean, or it could be Landen. I'm not sure if they were cool at that. I mean, I know they had moments where they were okay with each other, but were they at that moment? I mean, before Landen realized, obviously. But let's read it through, see what you guys think. If you think if it is Landen texting Tisha. So it says, leaving here with my brother at 3:30 from Myrtle. Can we stay there? T says, just ask Albert so he isn't upset with me about making decisions without asking. But someone can't get you from the airport. Can. Harley or I can. Sorry, it typed can't. I'm heading out with the neighbor searchers. This person, whoever, Landen, whoever it is, says, find my baby, please. Find my babe. Can you send me the pics of him at the store or anything you have? That's another reason I think it might be Landen. Because, I mean, she's like, can you just send me pics at the store or anything you have? Like, she's trying to, first of all, make sure that he was with her at that point, and she, at the store or whatever story she's telling her, and maybe even trying to find hints in the pictures. Okay, this is Letecia's phone. This is Tuesday, January 28th, 2020. So this is basically that next morning at 6:11 a.m. Somebody says, have y'all found Gannon? And Tisha says, no. She says, wow, did he not go to school with Lena? And Tisha says, this happened at after 3:30. We talked to him then and told him to be home by 6. See right there. She does this where she doesn't clarify to these people that are trying to help find him that he didn't go to school that day. But she never sets him straight. Well, until look, this girl calls her out. Like, she wouldn't have, if she wouldn't have said, oh, he wasn't at school, Tisha wouldn't even have said anything. Because there's this other text thread where she's talking to multiple people and they're asking all about the bus and stuff. And it's so misleading because Tisha never says no. He didn't go to school that day. So I'm glad this person calls her out about him not being at school because she wasn't going to say anything if she didn't. Someone posted he wasn't at school either. And Tisha says, he had to go to the doctor for his stomach. And this person says, where did he say he was at? And Tisha says, but he was here in the afternoon. Honestly, I don't keep up with friends. Albert lets them walk around the neighborhood. This person says, I wish I was there to help. I'm so sorry. And Tisha says, I never did that with Harley, so I don't have any of their numbers. Albert had them. So you notice Tisha's trying to make it seem like, oh, Albert is too loose or lets him do all this. I would never do that with Harley. Like, she's like a better mother, and this wouldn't have happened to one of her kids. But, the way Albert lets him do it, that's why, like almost criticizing his parenting, I feel like. Okay, so next. Okay, so this is a post by T. She says, update, cops came, 6 of them, searched the house because they said sometimes kids are good at hiding. Got all the information and I'm sorting through all your right now. I guess I'm sorting through all of it right now. My chest hurts so bad. I haven't eaten since 9 a.m. I feel like I'm having a panic attack. Thanks for all you guys are doing. And keep us in your prayers. So someone post this on B. Thompson News and ask them, is this true? Stepmom is claiming y'all paid the neighbor $5,000 to only release half the video. And here's the post that they show of T saying that. So T's post says, you're an idiot. They have footage of the other side of the vehicle. Believe what you want because of a neighbor who was paid to release one half. So Brandon Thompson replies, he says, no, we did not pay anyone for video in this story. He's just such a liar. So this course cuts right into the middle of it. We get the end of this message says, whole story has holes in it. Somebody says, yes, it does. When did he text his friend Jimmy? Was that true? Did they find a text? One of Letecia's lies that Gannon texted his friend Jimmy or that was his friend. No, he texted his dad to go play with Jimmy, but stepmom was home when he texted his dad. He was not at school Monday. He did not go to Jimmy's house. Dad didn't even know who Jimmy was. He is his friend from school, but Jimmy never heard from him. I don't know, girl. Somebody, with the name scratched out, is my friend in contact. She thinks the stepmom is involved and met her. She says it doesn't make sense and she's acting strange. Says she gets hysterical at times and no one can talk to her. She thinks she is hiding something. Detectives had leads last night, so I am assuming they are looking into the family. Yesterday afternoon, they were trying to find out if anyone at all has seen him since Friday, and no one has seen him physically, just via text. They were looking for persons of interest. Not good. Crime unit is involved and are telling the community to back off so to not jeopardize the case. Here's T with an update. I wanted to give everyone an update. I'm sorry if I haven't been able to write you back. We don't have any new updates today. We do know that he was at a store last night in Colorado, but the camera did not pick up the car. Albert left his training and just landed. From point A to point B was not possible by foot according to the time of the camera A and B. Therefore, he had to be in a car. We don't know with who or why because he wasn't old enough to have friends with the car. The National Guard has activated public affairs officers and are working with the county police. They will upgrade it to a missing child today. This one is the interesting one. Now tell me, maybe you guys already know this. I wasn't aware, and I don't know if it's true, if it is, and you might be like, yeah, Dip, duh. Okay. I didn't know. So, well, let's read it. So Michelle Hyatt says, she was Landon's best friend. There you go. Know some facts. Everything out of stepmom's mouth is a lie. Landon is my sister-in-law and would do anything for those kids. If you only knew the story. T, the stepmom, was Landon's best friend? So the person asked, T, the stepmom, was Landon's best friend? And Michelle says, yes, and had an affair with her husband, Albert. Landon still loved Tisha even after doing her dirty. Remember Hyatt, Landon, I don't know if she's still married to Michael Hyatt, but her husband at the time of all this going on was, I think Mike Hyatt. They were married for years. So this person would know. It's not just some random person. So I believe this Michelle is legit. She really is her sister-in-law, and this probably really is true. I wasn't even aware. So did you know that Landon was best friends with T? Because I didn't. Maybe this is something that's known and a lot of people do know, but I had no idea. So they were supposedly best friends, and then she freaking cheated on, so basically her best friend's husband. So I wonder if Landon's the one that like brought T over to Al's as a friend, and then that happened. Wow. And the fact that it says Landon still loved Tisha after doing her dirty. All right, so here's some random screenshots. So Barbara says prayers, Renee says praying, Misty says prayers going up, Jason prayers, Treva says, this isn't the latest update. They found blood in your damn sister's home. She's a murderer. Stop trying to cover up and start telling the truth so this baby can finally rest in peace. James says, did the police have the dogs out? I know it is raining and wet, but worth a shot. And T posts this picture of her and Gannon and says, took this yesterday. Some kind of proof. Proof of what? Anyway, you can see Lena. James says, not sure if this is him. Maybe somebody that knows him would know. So James is that one that has a picture somewhere, posts a picture to Tisha. There's a conversation somewhere in here that I read through about that, where he posts a picture, he thinks he saw him. And of course, Tisha's not saying, nope, that's not him by her responses. She's just like kind of like appeasing him, going along kind of, knowing darn well that it's not. She knows exactly where he was. Okay, so Annette says, if your home was a safe haven for him in comparison to the horrible place he was rescued from, then why did he leave? Why weren't you combing the fields that Monday with the rest of the volunteers? And T says, thank you, I have, and have been in a different capacity looking through lineups. Get the facts. And Annette says, T, people are frustrated he hasn't been found. That's it. We have been deeply moved by his disappearance, which has no possible leads. As a stepmother myself, I couldn't bear the thought of any child disappearing under my care. Please, as a stepmom, if there's any lead or possibility, please help us find him. So this is a post in the Lorson Ranch residence. This is the neighborhood they lived in. So somebody posted a Facebook link, and then Sharon says, have bus stations been alerted? And T posts, update, El Paso County is going to make a public announcement. My husband's unit, Public Affairs, will be working with them as well. We do not have anything other than he was the store in Fountain. Maybe he was in the store in Fountain, and there was no camera view of the car. We are 99% sure he was on Academy last night, according to some pictures. He did not go to school today, nor have we heard from him. Thank you, everyone. Man, think about all the people that spent their time and money searching for him, and this whole time she knew exactly where he was. Okay, so looks like Tisha is talking once again under Harley Hunt's account, so her daughter's account. So somebody says, hi Tisha, I miss you, girl. Been a minute since the faith days. Tisha says, yes, miss you guys too. Hope you are all doing well. This person says, the kiddos are doing great. I see yours has grown into such a beautiful young lady. She was so little the last time I saw her. My, how time has flown. Are you even in the area anymore? I keep seeing you all over the place, lol. She says, I am there sometimes, but my husband is stationed in Colorado, but I do travel a lot. Glad everyone is doing well. See, I wish I knew what date. Was this after Gannon was already missing, or did somebody just find like a conversation and wanted to post it in the group and it was before? Okay, we have another one from Landen. It says, I never lost my kids. However, being in the hospital for 7 months, my kids could not stay there. So yes, they moved with them for a year and a half, and the rest of their lives they were with me. I do not have a rap sheet. We were staying with my mother after the hospital with Nova. Jealous of how the kids were when they were with us? Jealous of how the kids were when they were with us. Not an addict. She fought for my kids for 5 years, and she could not handle it because now my son is gone. Here we have messages. I believe it's emails that they believe that Tisha was writing under Albert's name from his account. making it look like it's Al. This we'll do in order because they have the time and dates. So February 10th, 9:47 a.m. This is supposedly from Al to Tisha. It says, Tisha, you don't understand. On top of Gannon being missing and have no information, I cannot even see or find my family either. Every move I make, I feel like someone is looking over my shoulder, and you know I hate that. I just want to be home with my family. I asked the media lady to think about letting me do a Q&A so I can say some words that only me and you would know or understand. Please be listening for that so you'll know my heart. Yeah, right. I don't think that's Al. What do you guys think? I mean, did this stuff come out in the trial? Because, like I said, I did miss some of the trial, so you guys might say, oh no, that was really from Al. They talked about it in the trial. I have no idea. All I know is what it looks like. And remember when it all happened, everybody thought that she was basically using his account and it was her writing. Okay, so let's read the next one. Okay, so this is the same day, February 10th, but this is at 3:51 p.m. To Tisha from Al. I can see from your emails that we are on the same side. We all just want Gannon home. That's my main focus. But this is so hard without having you to talk to and snuggle with at night after these long days. I am working on the media Q&A. I don't know if it'll happen yet. I hate the media. And then this one is February 14th, 10:06 a.m. Tisha, I want to give you whatever I can to solve this dilemma. You know I always have given you everything you wanted that I was able. Uncle Jeff is leaving for his flight, like 11ish, so we can talk then, please. So here's some more supposedly posts. I don't know if this is from what he would have shared it on. It says two people. Is this a text? But then he's wanting to address, but here, I'll read it. It says, supposedly Al wrote this. I want to address the issue of Lena's alleged comments. First of all, Tisha is owed an apology for all the heinous accusations made against her. If for 1 minute I thought my children were in harm's way in any way, shape, or form, I would immediately handle the situation. Both her track record with them and Gannon's confirmation of the same is proof of that. So I expect her to receive a full and true apology. So not sure if he really posted that or if it's Tisha pretending. So here is what was attached to that message that Al posted, which I think it was actually Tisha. So therefore, this is probably from Tisha, but let's see what it says. This is signed LaRonda Bullard. And so that is Landon's mother. Now, I'm not sure if this is a legit letter from her mother. I mean, knowing Tisha, she would make up things like this and write a whole letter that's not really from the person. So I don't know. I mean, it very well could be, but supposedly it looks like Al's posting this, but I really think it's Tisha posting it under Al's name, which doesn't necessarily mean it's fake if Tisha is posting it, because maybe it's a real letter and she wanted to be a jerk and share it with everybody after Gannon goes missing to kind of like try to pretend that, oh, it could be Landon. Look at Landon. She wasn't a very good mother, to kind of make people turn to her for answers on what happened to Gannon. Which, so either way, it's manipulative what she's doing. Okay, let's read it. On Wednesday, October 19th, 2016, my daughter, Landon Hyatt, called and asked me to come get her and her children, Gannon and Lena, because she could not take it anymore. I asked Tammy Tyler if she would go with me and drive. While we were on the way to Wilmington, Landon texted and told me not to come, and she would come on her own the next day. I told her we were almost there. I wanted to see her and the children for myself to make sure they're okay. She gave me the address of the home where Lena was at and the daycare where Gannon was. She also asked me to pick up Mike's daughter, Mia, because she would be upset if Gannon left. We went to McDonald's to get them something to eat and then went to the park to wait on Landon to get off work. After she got there, Tammy took her to her apartment to get some stuff for her and her children so she could come home with me. After they came back, we were discussing where to take Mia before we could head home. During this time, Landon decided she did not want to leave that night, that she needed one more night with him so they could tell Mike goodbye and to explain it to the children. Tammy tried to talk her out of it. During this time, Landon decided she did not want to leave that night, that she needed one more night with him so they could tell Mike goodbye and to explain it to the children. Tammy tried to talk her out of it, but we ended up going back to the apartment because we didn't have anywhere else to take Mia. When we got back to the apartment, Tammy stayed in the truck with Gannon and Lena while I went up to the apartment with Landon and Mia. Tammy had told me how bad the apartment looked, and I wanted to see what Gannon and Lena were living in. I stayed up there a little while, trying to talk Landon into coming back with us. I started to leave, but saw that Mike had come home, so I went back up there. Mike got in my face and started telling me what a bad parent I had been, and that I was never there for Landon, that I never cared for Landon and never gave her a hug, that it was all my fault that Landon was like she is. He drew back like he was going to hit me one time, so I told him to go ahead and hit me, and he put his hand down. When I left to go back to the car to leave, Mike followed me outside, yelling at me from upstairs. He was yelling so loud that people in the other apartments were looking to see what was happening. Then Landon came out to the truck and was yelling in the window at me, upsetting the children. Landon upset Gannon even more by asking him to choose between staying at home and going home with me. Before she would let them go home with me, she insisted Gannon and Lena had to go tell Mike bye. So we walked upstairs where Mike was sitting on the stairs. Gannon and Lana didn't go over to Mike until I told him to. Then they came right back to me. Lana decided I could take Lena, but not Gannon, because he had to go to school. When I left, Gannon was very upset and saying he wanted to go with me. And that's it. So who knows if this is true? Is this forged? Because remember, this is coming from Tisha. I wouldn't put it past her to make up a whole letter, but who knows? So this is going to be the end of part 1. Just be looking for part 2 coming up soon. Have a good day, everybody. Bye.
By the beauty of your life, I have seen a miracle. I have seen